All right, the number one supplement to increase your results, no matter what you're trying to do, is essential amino acids. Protein is going to be the priority when it comes to your nutrition. And getting it in the form of essential amino acids is going to increase your muscle mass. It's going to decrease body fat. It's going to help balance out your neurochemistry. So it's going to help out with cravings, balancing your mood, helping you be more responsive as opposed to reactive. It helps out with gut health. It helps out with everything. But the main thing is that it's going to help preserve muscle mass. And that is the key thing in all of this is that you are trying to preserve muscle because muscle is the savings account for health. It is the thing that is going to help increase your ability to manage blood sugar. It is going to help you with detoxification. It's going to help you stay healthier and less sick. It's going to boost, obviously, your physique and how you look, but reduce pain. It's going to help out with all things, including body recomposition, where you're dropping body fat, improving and increasing muscle and strength and recovery, all these things. Essential amino acids are probably the best thing you can do. All these other supplements are very, very helpful in terms of detoxification. Essential amino acids is going to help with the muscle side of things more than anything else. And I want to give you just kind of an example here. So when you take essential amino acids, your body absorbs it very quickly within the 30 minutes of actually taking it in. It's very quick. So what happens when you take a bolus amount of protein in, whether it's one scoop or two scoops, you're going to get 30 grams of protein in one scoop of essential amino acids. You do two scoops, I recommend doing two. It keeps you fuller longer and you're going to get more protein. If you do that twice a day, that's 120 grams of extra protein that you're getting in. And a question I often get is that, can you take in too much protein? And the answer is no, you can't, unless you're making yourself sick and unless you don't have the proper support mechanisms in place. So it's important to understand that protein is very complex for our bodies to break down. Essential amino acids is very simple for your body to break down compared to regular protein, whether it's animal protein or protein shakes. Protein shakes you're going to be able to digest more, but the fact remains is that you need enzymes, you need minerals, you need nutrients, and you need stomach acid to properly break down this food so you don't cause more gut stress down the line. So I say that this is the most important thing, EAAs, with the understanding that you do need to still continue to take whole food protein and you do need to have the proper support nutritionally to be able to digest that protein. Otherwise, something good is going to cause more stress. And we got to make sure that you have the foundations in place, digestive support being one of those key things for nutrients, for protein absorption. But back to my point with essential amino acids, if you take in 60 grams of protein in one shake, that's going to get absorbed into your body very quickly. As opposed to when you eat protein from whole food, it's going to take 3, 4 hours for your body to absorb that protein. Now, here's the little magic trick that happens when you take in a bolus amount of protein. If you don't remember on the nutrition framework, I explain the benefits of eating protein at once. You take in a bolus amount of protein, it's going to spike muscle protein synthesis, which means basically muscle repair and muscle growth. It's going to stimulate your genetics, your mechanisms within to repair and build muscle. And when you take in 30 grams or more, you're really turning the knob to the max for your body to repair and build muscle. And so if you do this periodically throughout the day, you're going to be more anabolic, you're going to be more growth orientated, and it's going to improve and increase your results in and out of the gym. Guys who actually supplement with EAAs actually tend to have anywhere from 7 to 12 pounds of muscle gain over 12 weeks. And it's about 50% more than what somebody would be versus them being off of EAAs. So that was a little confusing. Point is, if you take EAAs, you're going to double your results. And those results typically range between 7 to 12 gram or 7 to 12 pounds of muscle mass increase over 12 weeks compared to those who don't. The ones who don't take EAAs end up getting about half the results. So you can really double your results because of that protein intake, that increase of 60 to 120 grams a day if you're taking it twice a day. That's going to improve your results dramatically over time. So when you take in the protein, when you take in EAAs, you take a bolus amount all at once. So you try to finish it as quickly as possible within 15 minutes. Your body's going to absorb that and it's going to spike that muscle protein synthesis. Now, when you eat food, it's going to take 3 or 4 hours for that food to get into your bloodstream to spike that muscle protein synthesis itself. But it's going to have the same effect. So if you were to take an early morning shake and then have a mid-morning breakfast and then have a lunch and then have a mid-morning, mid-afternoon shake and a dinner, you would have about 5 spikes of muscle protein synthesis. So you'd be at this elevated anabolic level, which is going to improve your metabolism, which is going to improve detoxification, which is going to improve your recovery and your energy. And so you can see as a result of this, how this can increase your results dramatically, as opposed to somebody who just eats protein breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're going to have these spikes 3, 4 hours later. So by the time they get lunch in, they're going to get their first initial spike. Whereas somebody who starts in the morning has EAAs first thing in the morning, or as a breakfast replacement, maybe later in the morning, they're going to have 1 to 2 more spikes before this person even starts with their lunch, right? So by the time you hit lunch, you've already had 2 spikes. You've had the early morning EAAs, you've had the breakfast that's hitting at lunchtime. And then by the time lunch finishes, you got another EAA in. Just as an example, you could mix it in and have it at night. You could have it in any back to back, whatever you want. The point is that you're going to have these frequent spikes. You're going to have 5, maybe even 6 spikes, depending on how many EAAs you take in a day. That is going to help with muscle repair, and it's going to optimize your metabolism. It's going to help with your circadian rhythm. It's going to help out with your recovery, all things, and it's going to bump up your metabolism so that you drop more body fat. So EAA is for the win. It really makes things easy. It makes things, especially if you're on the go and on the move, driving or traveling in any way, having these with you is essential. It's one of those things that just really solidifies your results and your consistency, especially when you're on the go. You take a shake and then make a decision on whether you want to eat out or not, because typically you're pretty satiated at that point and don't need to take that then. Don't need to go and eat out in a sense. So having those EAAs with you is really, really going to help you with your results dramatically. It's one of many things, but it is what I consider the most important supplement you can take. Now, the other things are support for all of this. And I shouldn't say that they are not important, but EAAs are going to be one of your foundationals for growth, for staying lean, and really being anabolic for life. This is something that happens as we get older. Our hormones don't work as much for us because we're not as sensitive to those hormones. It's not that you stop producing them, it's just that you become less sensitive to those hormones, so you don't use them as much. And so what happens then, we can use nutrition as the replacement to enhance our ability to be anabolic. So if we don't absorb as much testosterone, that's okay. We can replace that with nutrition, with protein intake, and that helps to bump up your ability to be anabolic and build your muscle. And as a result of that, you become more sensitive to testosterone. So your hormones start working better for you when you improve your muscle mass. So it's this beautiful success breeds success circle of improvement and absorption and utilization of these tools that you have before you that is going to lead to awesome results. The supplements that I also recommend, the foundationals, those are improving detoxification, gut health, and this is going to help with the absorption and utilization of amino acids, of any type of protein shake you want to take. So hopefully this helps connect the dots and help you understand a little deeper as to how everything really does improve your overall results, the rate at which you achieve them, and how high you can really go. Essential amino acids, though, those protein spikes, that muscle protein synthesis 5, 6 times a day as opposed to 3 times a day with your meals. I mean, you're almost doubling. You can see how that almost doubles your intake, your muscle protein synthesis rate throughout the day. And lo and behold, guys end up doubling their results in the long run as a result to that. So it's just an interesting alignment of statistics and how that all really works out, but a big improvement with the EAAs, definitely worth the investment. Go ahead and click the links below to check out which ones you want to go with. I recommend trying them all and seeing which ones you like most. And then also I'll leave another module below that shows you how I mix it so that you can take it into your own and make the most of everything that you have. Take care.